Good morning. We're here October 17th. We're getting ready to go to the Equipment Expo in Louisville, Kentucky. Me and the wife are going down for the weekend. Gonna see what they have to offer. Never been before. Figured I'd introduce you to a few things around here at the shop since I haven't done that before. My name is Martin. I've been doing this right about 20 years now. I started out working on grain bins and things like that with my dad. He did on-site service work, and we'd go work on the grain bin burners and stir-alls and things like that. Super Bs, soup cups, lots of different things, and that's where I learned most of my electrical and mechanical knowledge from him, doing that. Been in a lot of different positions over the years and jumped around from here and there and started doing small engine work. About 2010 is when I started the company. Before that, I did it a little bit here and there just on the side and didn't really realize, I wanted to be in the business until I had a few air compressors from these companies with portable gas-powered compressors, and I never really messed with small engines a whole lot, but Honda GX160, we had a couple of them that they brought at once. Neither one of them would run. Well, my goal, take them both apart, see if I couldn't make one out of two. They were desperate. It was a big company right here, but everybody else was booked. I learned basically on that Honda GX160 right there as I was doing it. It was interesting. From there, I continued to try to build my knowledge as much as I could around some small engines, and I continued to do more work on the side and pick up mowers and kind of mess with them, repair them, fix them and sell them, things like that. Started going pretty well for me there. As far as the service work I was doing for my dad, it was going very well. We were working overtime. Our mower actually broke, and the father-in-law decided to take it into a local company because we were working 80-hour weeks, No possible way that I was going to get to it in the near future. He took it in there. They charged him, I don't know, $350 or so. It was an old Toro that, with the blade brake clutch that you had to push down and pull back up to engage. They did something with the blade brake clutch, but we got it back, and there was just a big ball of grease and grass up on top of the carburetor the next week when the wife went to try to start it and it wouldn't start. I'm thinking for $350 for a mower, and, they didn't even take a full look at it before they gave him an estimate. To me, that told me that I was in the wrong business and needed to make a change and start going full-time towards these things. A lot of the things I was doing before I was really working on these small engines was tools and air compressors. They were kind of simple for me since we worked on a lot of the grain bins and stuff. Dad taught me with the grain bins, he'd go up to an older style grain bin and he'd just rip all the wiring and all the old tubes and stuff out of it, and we'd completely rewire it at that point. Taught me a lot about electronics. He would rewire it like a newer style soup cup or something like that, and make it an up-to-date burner, all right there with just a pair of cutters and a few connections and some wire, a couple boards. It was interesting. Really, really taught me a lot. After the experience with the local dealer, I started to do more and more just out of my garage, building clients and kind of spreading word of mouth. I never really posted to social media with my exact presence or my exact address because I was worried about people complaining. We were running a pretty serious operation after a while out of a garage. It was 100% packed for a couple years this way, and luckily our neighbors were great. We were friends with all of them, and we were able to run it like this. Otherwise, this business never would have been. I worked full-time out of there for 2 years, had a full-time employee out of there for over a year. The only time we ever heard from the town was from a complaint after I did a Facebook ad with an actual picture of the front of my house with a bunch of stuff out front. And I had never done that before, but we were just getting ready to move, and I figured, what the heck, what can it hurt? Well, they showed up. Now, running a business out of your house is extremely difficult, especially a business like this, because A, you're constantly running lawnmowers, right? Small engines, things like that. Things backfire, make noise, smoke, grease, oil, everything else. Very difficult for a business like this, out of a garage. Again, we were very lucky to have the neighbors that we did, and be able to run like we did for so long, and you know, kind of grow this business from the ground up. We didn't really ever put any money into the business. It was all grown organically, word of mouth. We do very, very little advertising. It's basically just, you know, people telling their friends, hey, we know somebody who, you know, knows what he's doing, and he can come pick it up and deliver it. And we have very good reviews because we take care of people. You know, we care about the customer, and we like to help people. That's why we do these videos also. It's to help people. I always loved when we were working on grain bins and burners and stirrators and things like that. I always loved when we went out and it'd be overtime, it'd be the middle of the night, and you're pulling up to a site where the farmers are waiting for this stuff. Their livelihood depends on it. If that corn doesn't get dried at this point, you know, it can start to mold or anything like that, and you can lose hundreds of thousands of dollars real quick. And that always made me feel good to go out and help those people get those things back up and going no matter what. That's why we do the things we do, both here and in the videos. Well, enough about me. I started that, you know, about 20 years ago, as I said. We moved here to our commercial location about 5 years ago now. Got 4 full-time employees. And yeah, I'll show you around a little bit. Now we have a office area up front. Kind of a reception. We don't really sell anything at all. Used equipment sometimes, not very often. Got a break room / overflow, parts all over the wall. Got a bunch of places that we have parts at. Another parts closet. Just kind of my main work area here. All of our oil drums, things like that. Bunch more mowers. I've moved the majority of them out this morning already. Used parts and equipment, trimmers, engines. More parts and boxes. We've got a bunch of wheels and bags, bunch of stuff in the attic, up top, at least in the rafters here. Our eBay spot and computer, label printer on the other computer, but we use that to weigh everything when we ship them out. Kind of our tool guy, he uses this area over here for all the tools and air compressors, nail guns, things like that. Got the other mechanic who does a lot of the smaller stuff, and then also some of the riders. And this is kind of storage for mowers that are done and for some other parts and a lot of the eBay stuff that we have listed for sale. And we've also got up top a whole nother attic area. We're not going to go up there right now, but hopefully that gives you kind of a better view of, you know, right now it's not exactly busy time of the year for us or anything. Usually this is packed, as you see in some of the other videos and stuff, but right now it's kind of slower. We're going to be at this equipment expo, so I've got everything set up. Everyone will be here in a minute, and we'll be taking off about noon. Hope to see you there.